and I bought her home. But on the same night that I had her to sign her mortgage papers and the house was in her name, she called me about 2 hours later and said, Daddy, I appreciate everything that you have done for me. I want you to know I love you. I said, I thank you, Estelle. But I didn't know at the time that she had went to Michigan to get that same guy and brought him back to his house, the house. For about a year there, I didn't even speak to him. I mean, I was hurt very badly because I knew he was no good. He wound up being a dope fiend that I didn't know about, but we found out. Then at the final analysis, because time is of the essence, he raped her daughter, which she had 2 kids. Our previous marriage, I didn't have enough time to tell you about that. And then 6 months after he did this, she died with lupus, and that's only been 2 years ago. So you see the hurt that I have. But when we first started this show today, I said, it says in the Bible that a fool, a wise man, will heed to wise counsel, while a fool has instruction. And there's a whole lot of young people out there today that look at me when I'm talking on the radio, on the blog talk show that we have, or I meet them in the streets and tell them some advice. They think I'm ancient, don't have nothing to tell them, because what I'm saying to myself when they walk away kind of laughing at me, that you got an ear, but you're not listening. You know, it's just like when you're young. When I was younger, you used to have Charles Atlas on the page of a magazine showing his muscles and things. And they was telling you how much vitamins to eat and all that stuff. But at the time, which I became a boxer,
to be like Charles Atlas.
you know, they was wanted to be like Charles Atlas, the men, the boys of my age. But I became to be a boxer. But a whole lot of people just looked at that like, forget that, I ain't gonna take no vitamins, I'm not gonna do this. And then you can see most of the older people now, young people's out there, they 60, 70, like me, I'm 77 years old, and tell you the truth, I'm walking too. But they out there walking and they puffing and puffing, and they are taking those vitamin pills that they told them 50 years ago to take. But it's just like now, locking the gate and the horse is already gone. Taking them vitamin thing, we still dying. But if we had did this at the age of 20, 21 and grew up running, keeping them muscles limber. Yeah, right. Then we don't have to worry about when we get older. My brother is 73 years old, not taking no high blood pressure medicine. I'm taking 5 different pills at 77. But he lived a little quieter life than me through the years. He was like them older guys now that want to be another singer, the Flamingos and all that. It's with the age he grew up in. Me, I grew up in that fast life. I wanted to be like Baby Bell or Pimp and everything, which don't mean nothing. It's just like saying I want to be Superman. That ain't nothing. You know Superman is not for real. And most of this glamour stuff out here that these young boys is looking at is not for real. It's death. Like dealing that dope. It's only going to get you killed. It's only going to get you in a penitentiary. That they open them doors for now and making the penitentiary a workshop for the blacks. But that's another story. The story we're trying to tell now is about this book. And if you read this book, I think that you will get something out of it. A pimp and a hustler. Now, a whole lot of people get turned off on the name, a pimp and a hustler. They say, oh man, what this guy talking about? But now, not too long ago, you had a picture out there they called Hustle and Flow. and everybody was crazy about it. The guy didn't even want to go back to play the music, that everybody wanted to come back to get his awards. But what was that all about? But then I appreciate Hustling Flow myself because I'm old enough to appreciate what he was doing. And what happened is it shows that one person is motivated to do what they want to do, and he did it. And whatever mean it taken for him to do that, that's what he did to make that song, and that's what got him over. And that's what I'm trying to tell a person today, that I learned. You have to have that motivation, you have to stick to what you want to do, and you have to be positive in life, and all positive things will come back to you. Now, I'm not bragging about myself, although I started off trying to be at the young age, a little young pimp and a hustler, because that was glamorizing to everybody. But then I stopped that. Then I got religion, and that's another story, because the people of the church here to follow up on me, just like you do a training of a boxer and keep me going, but they all disappeared after I got what I thought I had, the spirit. Then they just disappeared, and I moved up in the Robert Teller home, and the devil came back in my life again. But that's another story. Right. The story I'm trying to tell you now is read this book, and it's a trilogy that I'm writing, and I swear your life might don't change, but you can think more better, and you'll have better opportunities, because like I said again, I'm not bragging in life, but in life I have accumulated about 21 billions through life. I done lived a royal life. I done had all the Cadillacs and Lincolns I wanted. I done had 10 or 11 restaurants. Tiffany's was my last one, everyone throughout Chicago. I've heard about it. We're glad it's cooked out there. I just had everything in life that a fellow would want. And then the final thing, I am a bona fide contractor, which this is my house I built. This is my daughter's home that I built. This is my mother's home that I built. And this is my brother's home that I built. So I built those things from scratch. A young boy that met an old man that taught him the game. And that's what I'm trying to do through this book, teach you the game, the right game to play. And but you know, like I said before, a whole lot of people probably get turned off with this name, a pimp and a hustler. But that was a part of me at that time as a young boy. But then you grow up to know that that ain't a part of what you're supposed to do, and then you change and do something else. And for 40-some years, I've been trying to help. I've been trying to help young boys and young ladies out here in the streets, and even my own family. And you can see I lost one of my members that I loved dearly 2 years ago because they didn't listen. I wish you would. You know.
All right. Now, Al, that's something really deep how you experienced all of these things with your child and the other things you went through in life. And I hope that the people, the audience, will listen and read your book so that they will recognize some of these things that happen out here that can lead you down the wrong path or lead you in the wrong direction. This book is a godsend, actually. A Pimp and a Hustler is the name of the book, but really it's a guideline to the streets. And here's a man right here that lived those streets and knows what you're gonna see out there. Just because he's older doesn't mean that he doesn't know, because actually that's all the same. It's just a different day. It's the same thing, just a different day. So you guys check this book out. The visual aids are excellent. It will place you right there, and you'll feel as if you're living through Al's experiences yourself. And also, you won't be able to put the book down because it's that interesting. Okay, Al?
Yeah, I had a guy that was helping me that owned the Purple Cowboy marketing. He say, when I read your book, picked up your book, I thought I was finna read Shun Up, Pimping and Hustling. I mean pimping, I mean the real pimp. He said, but then I found out there was something more than that. There was a whole lot of things. He said, and after I started reading it, I couldn't put it down. And even to me today, I wrote the book, but I go right back and look at it again because I couldn't believe that one person would write so many things and did so many things. But this is true.
I couldn't believe it either. I couldn't believe one person could live through so many things, but he did all of those things. And I want to tell you, this book right here, this book shows Al setting his life up. He's learning in this book. But you guys need to check out Volume 2, and it will be coming soon. We will announce it to you and let you know. Volume 2 is him living, actually setting up the things that he's learning in Volume 1. And then we'll have the third volume, which will show him living, actually living those things. So this is a very good trilogy, you guys, and we're trying to share this experience with you. It's a true life experience, and it's worth listening to. So pick this.
And the second book is named Environmental Trap. Thank you.
Thank you, audience.